All right, so we're here. It's the end of September. We're getting these hives ready for winter. We've got our honey off. This is a new package this year. We probably got about 40 pounds of honey out of it. Not the best, but pretty good for a new package. So today we're gonna start prepping for winter. And the first thing we want to do is we're gonna want to take our brood and get all our brood down bottom, because we like our brood up top along right below our honey supers, because that's where they're going to store honey. But in the winter time we want our brood down bottom. They can store the honey above it, and then our queen and our cluster can work its way up throughout the winter. Glenn, do you want a
Yeah,
rack?
please.
And we're here with Glenn Lawton today, so I got to behave. So basically we're both going through these brood chambers at the same time. We're going to do a regular inspection, but Glenn's going to probably hand me empty frames. He's going to set up the bottom with a honey frame on the outside, and then we're going to just try to push anything that's got brood on it down to the bottom. If we see our queen, we're set up to do a mite check, just for we've had good results with mites throughout the flow. So we were able to avoid using formic acid. We're going to start treating with Apivar. I'll get to that in a second, though. All right, Glenn, I got large larva, a little capped.
I've got three frames
Pollen.
3 frames of pollen.
All right, this one goes down. I'll take one of those frames of pollen. That'll go up for my number 2. That's a frame of brood. I did not see the queen on it. This queen's not marked. That's a nice frame. Good frame for the honey flow. Brood right up towards the top, but we're all done with that. Knotweed is completely stopped around me. Goldenrod kind of finishing up, and they're just eating more than they're bringing in. I do not see a queen, but I do see eggs. I don't know how much you can zoom in on that, but we're still always inspecting for eggs, and finding the queen would be a bonus. Oh, there she is right there. So I have my queen frame. Let's put her down, and then if I find a good brood frame I can shake, we'll do a mite check.
I got a little bit of capped brood.
All right, I'm gonna try to find an open one. All right, queen's in there, so.
I'm not gonna put that one.
And this is mostly pollen. So I want to find a frame that's got large larvae, so it's got a lot of nurse bees on it. Small larvae. This is a lot of capped brood. She was doing good. This has got some large larvae. I'm going to give this to Glenn, but I'm going to set it aside for a second and see if I see a better one. Otherwise, we'll shake that one for our mite check. This has got eggs mixed in with some pollen. A lot of pollen.
I got brood down here from a pretty good patch.
Not one of those ones I just handed you. You got open brood?
No.
All right, I think I got a better one than that I'm going to use. This has got, nope, I'm going to use that first one I found that's got some large larvae. I always have my mite check kit ready. That way if I find a queen, it's easy. And we can do a test. I don't know if we'll be doing a test at the end of Apivar. It'll be dependent on weather. Okay. I'll give that a shake. Alright, here's another brood frame I'll take to do that empty. I'll take that one you got that's got nothing in it. No, crappy wax frame. It's another reason we don't like wax. See how some of them bend out and then you get this, they can't really make a good cell on it and you end up with a wasted frame. Yeah, drones are late this season, it seems. There's also late swarms, so I got another brood.
All right.
Is that a good honey frame for your outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
All right, and here's another brood frame. So I'll take any empties that you got.
I don't have it.
Well, we're gonna have
I've
to.
got pollen.
You're gonna have to give me something because
Yeah,
you got
no,
way more.
I understand that.
Yeah, that honey frame is the best one that you just put. So I'm gonna start putting mine away. That's my.
Here's a frame for you.
You want this honey frame instead? For your outside?
I need another outside. Yes.
All right. What's
Yeah.
that one that you got hanging first, though? If you.
No, that's got more pollen than anything.
Okay.
That'll be my second.
All right. So I'm gonna organize this. I don't have any more brood to give you, Glenn. I don't think. So we've pushed the queen down. We've pushed the brood down. That's pollen and empty. Pollen and empty cells. That's empty cells. Lots of pollen, look at that. Alright, I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 frames. Hopefully one of them's got a little bit of honey on it for an outside. Good thing we're done with that. We're also going to be treating with Apivar. Apivar is a 6-week treatment, but it can go 8 weeks, so it's 42 to 56 days. Seeing how they're not building, we're going to give them a little bit of space. I'm putting Apivar on even though I didn't see my mite count because it's a 6-week treatment and we don't want to wait too long because we got to get this off and we don't want to be taking it off in the end of December or something when it's too cold. So that's that.
Put 11 frames in.
No, 11 doesn't fit so good. I need 2 of those. One of them got more honey than the other?
No.
All right. And I'll take that other one you got.
This is a good middle one.
Oh yeah, they can
It's
work
got a lot of empty comb.
And yes, I can put this one in the middle because my queen is downstairs.
You got a couple of Apivar?
Yep. So Apivar is a good treatment because of the length of time it's going to be treating for, and we can feed with it on. So every time we go in, because we're still going to inspect on good days, we still want to keep pushing brood down. We're going to move this Apivar around so that they continue to walk over it. We think is important is pollen patty for the winter, protein for the queen to keep her laying for a little bit longer, and good protein for fat winter bees. Ready?
Yep.
Go. That's that. We're also going to put my feeder on. I have not mixed up sugar water yet. But I'm getting everything ready so I can make a batch. I put shims on the bottom of this. Last year I was lazy. I use electrical staples. You can use popsicle sticks. Anything. Last year I was a little lazy. I didn't make sure all my stuff was shimmed, and I had a little bit of moisture problem, especially on my shady hives, and had problems with them drying out the honey I was feeding them. So I'm making sure I get that done. We like these hive top feeders. Strong hives like this can take over 1 gallon a day when you start feeding them. So a lot of people don't realize how much they're going to take. So that's that. You can put your entrance reducer back in if it was out. It doesn't have to go down to the smallest entrance now. You can put it on the medium, but in the next few weeks you're going to get down to the smaller one. You don't have to worry about mouse guards yet.
Are you going to?
We don't even need the inner cover right now. When I start feeding, I already got my shim underneath. I don't want an extra entrance to prevent robbing, so I don't even worry about my inner cover while I'm feeding. I lean it to the side. The only other thing we can do is slide out our inserts. If you have one, this is a solid bottom board. If you got your insert, you can clean it up, slide that back in. If you had it out, put it in, and then you can check out your mite drop. It's not an accurate way of reading mites, but everybody likes to see dead mites on the bottom of their board after the treatment. So that's our next step. In a couple days, when I get all my hives ready to go, I'll probably start feeding. Glenn, I ran my mouth. Anything you want to that I didn't cover?
No, just you need to check for mites.
Check for mites. You need to treat with something. You need to do something if you haven't already. And then you're going to need to feed. We steal all the honey that we can out of these hives, so we need to replace all that. And a lot of people don't realize how much they take, and they can take a gallon a day. So they need to pack it in. We're going to continue to inspect this because as they pack in honey, they can bind up the queen, and so she doesn't have room to lay. So we may have to pull a frame of honey as it goes into through October, keep her with room to lay, and as she slows down, then we let the honey close in around her, and then, you know, we'll get into the real winter prep, you know, in November and early December. But for now, that's where we're at.
If you use what is it, Formic Pro, you need to check in another couple of weeks your mite count. If you use Apivar, we're all set for the fall.
And remember, with Formic Pro, you can't be feeding, so you got to do it now before you start feeding. So, all right.